Hello, welcome to St Michael's Hill. This is the June update from the layout. There's been a fair bit going on this month, some of which you will have seen in other videos, but I thought I'd put everything in a quick video to get things going. The first thing that you may have noticed by the stock that was running today, I've been going through various pieces of stock and reprogramming them, getting the DCC set up so they can all run together. For my sins, there's only been a couple of locos that haven't been on address 3, but that's changed now, so all of the locos and units that you've seen in the last clip there have all now been put onto different addresses so they can all run together. Part of the reason that it took so long to do this is partly because I've just been a bit frightened that it would be a difficult thing to do, but actually using the NCE power cab, it's actually a super simple process. It literally takes 30 seconds for each chip, so very easy. So if anyone ever wants me to do a video on how that's done and some other kind of features or things like consist and things like that, I'll certainly do that and look into that. So the other big thing I've been working on is the fiddle yard, as a lot of you know. So if you've seen last week's video, it would have shown it all going together, and I will basically just show you a little bit of that now. So as a lot of you will have seen on the previous video, the fiddle yard is now fully built and in place. It's fairly simple design, it's very lightweight, you can just lift it off and then it clips on using these toggle clips here, and there are some lining dowels on the inside, so metal ones, and it's very easy to go together. One thing I have done since the last video is connected the power using these little connector blocks. Before, when in the previous video you would have seen that firstly I just hooked the fiddle yard up separately to an old DCC controller, and then I was just using the connection between the rails and the joins to power it, but now it is fully connected to the layout. It's a very simple job to get this unplugged as well. If I just set up the tripod, I'll be able to show you how easy that is. It's just a simple case of pulling these two parts apart and then they go back together. So it really is that simple to connect and disconnect the power to the fiddle yard. However, like I said, the connection between the two boards is actually so good that it still conducts electricity through the rails. So it's not even an essential thing, and it won't cut power from the fiddle yard if it's removed, but yeah, always good to have for reliability. I picked these blocks up on Amazon, which super cheap. I think I got 12 of them for kind of £5 or £6. Prices seem to be kind of going up and down a little bit, but I've put a link in the description to where I got them, and the price actually has been anywhere between kind of £6 or £8 when I've been looking, so well worth having a quick look at, and yeah, very easy way to connect your power if that's what you're looking to do. Another thing that I've been doing this month is just getting the kind of power and all that sorted out. So since the move, I've not had any of the lights on, as you may have seen, but they seem to all be kind of working except the yard light at the back there. So I just need to have a quick look at what the problem with that has been. The other thing is during the kind of addition of the fiddle yard and all changing the wiring, this back wall here got a little bit damaged again, which is slightly annoying, but I'll get that fixed in the coming month. But generally things have been kind of fairly reliable. I just need to get back under the board with a few wires and fix that yard light, but other than that, everything is running the way it should be. Another thing that I've been doing this month is getting the workbench in order. So as you can see, I've used some of the Hobby Zone kits, and basically there's the paint module there, the paint brushes, so I'll stock that up with all the paints fairly soon. Also kind of got a fairly decent space with a cutting mat and all that sort of stuff. This table actually can be extended a little bit as well to give me a bit more room if I need it, but it's going to be the place where I do a lot of the work. There's some high-powered lamps up here that are going to kind of mean that I've always got some good light. So I've kind of spent a while setting that up. In terms of the Hobby Zone units, I really enjoyed putting them together, and I will be getting more of them as we go. There will at some point be an additional kind of workbench table or whatever, so I will be able to add a little bit more. I might well get another corner unit in there, and then I can go up another kind of row in terms of height, so I'll probably end up with about 6 units in total. But yeah, really enjoyed putting them together. Very easy, kind of very old common sense, but yeah, very nice to work with. This unit here is for the rail match paint, so I'll fill that up, and there will be a few other kind of paints that I'm going to have. This is obviously brushes and tools. I'll probably just go for some more general sorts of tools and all that sort of stuff, keep it fairly simple. The drawer units look really nice, so I'll probably get some of those. Another thing I've been working on this month is these fuel storage tanks. They are a modified version of a Nightwing kit. I've just put them together at this stage and given them a quick blast of primer, ready to attach the kind of gantries and walkways and all that sort of stuff and the piping. So that's going to be something I will continue, and this has got a place on the new layout. It's a pretty nice kit. It's very similar to the one that I did for the fueling point. Obviously both the Nightwing kits, and they will be positioned fairly close to each other on the new layout. So yeah, I'd recommend them. They go together quite nicely. And yeah, so far so good. I changed the dimensions of the tanks. They should have been a little bit longer, but for the layout I'm doing, I want a slightly smaller version. So I've kind of removed some of the links and the supports and been left with the slightly smaller tanks. But that should look good. I'm going to get the rest of that kind of built up, and then I'll build some sort of housing for them. So that'll be something over the next month that I'll be working on. I probably won't do a full video of it just because it's very similar to the fuel refilling point, but it's something I'll be progressing with. I think it's important to model things that aren't just for making videos' sake. I model because I enjoy it, it's relaxing, and it's not always about making a video. So yeah, there's going to be certain things that I don't bother filming, but I'll certainly show you the results when it's done. There's not any new stock at the layout this month. The only thing that I've really bought, there's a couple of things I bought which I'll show you now. So the first one is this. It's the Glory Days of Diesel DVD box set. Now, I've not had any kind of railway DVDs before. In fact, I got one of these, so it was episode 1, which is the South East England and East Anglia, free with a copy of Rail Express magazine. The DVD I found to be kind of really enjoyable, and also it gave me a lot of kind of footage from the period that I'm going to be modelling on the new layout, and indeed this one. So I kind of thought I'd try and grab hold of a few more of them. On the free DVD with Rail Express, it kind of said it was worth $13.99. I just wanted to see if that was true originally, and I saw there was a 3-box set on Amazon for 54p. Unfortunately, I had real troubles ordering it from Amazon. Usually, obviously, they're great. Massive fan of Amazon and everything they do. But for this instance, it was bizarre. I ordered it 3 times from 3 different sellers, and each time either got lost in the post, or 2 times it turned up and it was a completely incorrect DVD. So in the end, I actually exhausted all the spots on Amazon, and I Googled it and found that this 8-disc set was just $8.99 from Duke DVD. So I picked that up, and I've been watching some of them, and they're really good. Perfect for the kind of era that I'm modelling, and certainly even more so for the era just before. So kind of the early 90s would be absolutely perfect. Late 80s, it gives you loads of kind of prototype footage and information, and shows you some of the runnings that were kind of going across. So it's perfect, and I'll show you which ones you get. So episode 1 is the southeast of England and East Anglia. Episode 2 is southwest England. So episode 3 is South Midlands, which also kind of goes down as far as Bristol, so that's very useful for me. Number 4 was the North Midlands. Number 5 is North East England. Number 6, North West England. 7 is Scotland, and 8 is Wales. So really good DVDs. Very kind of definitely got a bit of an old school feel. These were released in 2006, but you know, still the footage is good, and the information on them is good too. The only other thing that I've bought this month is this, which is the Scale Model Scenery Concrete Hard Standing Kit. It's going to be one of the methods that I try out on the Fiddle yard, to try the kind of hard standing method and see how it works. I'm not exactly sure which method I'll end up using on the main layout. I think that the engine shed kit that I'm working with comes with its own hard standing, and there will certainly be a need for some more. This is certainly one of the options. My only kind of worry with this is it's designed for kind of straight sections, and the sections I might need to use might not be as straight, so it might end up that I don't use this for everything, but I thought I'd give this a try. I've had a lot of good things, and certainly if the loco shed I'm using doesn't come with hard standing, I'll certainly use it for that. So I will kind of put that together in the probably next week's video, or it might be the week after's, which will be the part 2 of the Fiddle yard, where I'll look at ballasting that and also adding this hard standing. I'll leave links in the description for both of these things, and yeah, by all means check them out. Scale Model Scenery stuff is always excellent, so head over to their shop for sure, pick up a few bits, and if you're modelling the kind of late 80s, early 90s, or even early 2000s era, I think for $8.99 you won't find a better kind of resource than this DVD box set. So that's pretty much it for the layout update this month. Regarding this layout, there is a few things that I hope to do next month. So obviously the Fiddle yard, if you've watched part 1, I said I'd be looking to kind of do some ballast experiments and lay some hard standing. So I will be doing that in the next month. In addition, if that all kind of gets done, I might look to kind of build a bit of a frame to go around this, so a piece of wood that will come right across the top here, and continue to the end of the Fiddle yard where I have another inboard cut, and I'll be able to basically use that as a way of covering up the Fiddle yard and hopefully giving the frontage a little bit more respectability. And it'll be at that point where if anyone ever wanted to see it at an exhibition, I'd be able to do that, but I'm certainly not expecting any invitations or anything. But it's always good to know that if it ever happened, I'd be able to do it. The only other things on this layout that I will be doing over the next month is the repairs that I mentioned, so the yard light and that back wall, which should be a fairly easy job. There are 1 or 2 other bits that have come off that I just need to reattach, so it's not too much of a problem. I guess the other thing is a little update on the new layout. So I'm at the point now where I'm pretty sure I've got the track plan done. The baseboards I'm getting quotes for at the moment, looking at ways that I can do that, so whether that's get pre-built baseboards or kit baseboards, or just do all the woodwork myself. So I'm looking into that at the moment, but I'm fairly sure that I'm close to placing an order for the things that I need for that. And then in terms of era and the place that the new layout's going to be set, I've had a little change of heart. It's nothing too massive, and all the stock that I have got will still be kind of well able to be used, but I will update you a little bit more on that as and when I get to the point of revealing what all that plan's going to be. So probably in the next couple of months, once I've started a bit more work on it, I'll be doing a new series following the build of that layout, and I'm sure that the first video of that's going to be about the planning and what I want to do, the era and all that sort of stuff that it's going to be set in. So I will keep that as a further update for the future. That's it from me today on St Michael's Hill. I'm going to leave you with a slightly longer running session than usual. I'm really enjoying having all the locos chipped up on separate addresses and able to run them all together, so I will leave you with a few more running shots than you'd usually expect from me. If you have liked the video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you are new. It really does blow my mind how many people have subscribed to the channel so far. At the time of recording this, I think I'm a couple below 600, so it's just it's wow. Any questions, please drop a comment below. I do answer every comment. So yeah, anything you want to know or anything that you want to suggest, let me know and I will get back to you. Thanks very much, and I'll see you again soon on St Michael's Hill. Bye bye. Thanks as always for joining me. More of my videos are available in the top left corner of this page. This week's layout shout out goes to Network SouthCentral. It's a new channel, well worth checking out in the bottom right hand corner. Click on the icon and make sure you subscribe to his channel. Thanks very much. Goodbye.